Ukrainian forces have eliminated a Russian colonel in Kharkiv region, the Operational Strategic Group of Forces, Kortitsia, reported on July 26. According to operational information, troops from Ukraine's defense forces destroyed Colonel Lebedev, commander of the 83rd Motorized Rifle Regiment of the 69th Motorized Rifle Division of the Russian Army, who was leading assault operations in the Velikoburlik direction, the report stated. Lebedov is not the first senior Russian military official killed in the war in Ukraine. Earlier in July, the Ukrainian armed forces eliminated the command of the 155th Marine Brigade of the Russian Pacific Fleet. At the same time, Major General Mikhail Gudkov, Deputy Commander-in-Chief of the Russian Navy, who had previously commanded the 155th Brigade, was also killed. Additionally, on June 30, Colonel Ruslan Goryakin, Chief of Staff of Russia's 8th Guards Army, was eliminated during a missile strike in eastern Donetsk region. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky revealed on Friday that his army was facing fierce fighting around the embattled city of Pokrovsk in eastern Donetsk region, where Russian troops have been trying to advance for months. In his nightly address, Zelensky said, with reference to Ukraine's top commander, Oleksandr Syrsky, that the situation around Pokrovsk was the current focal point of attention in the war. All operational directions were covered, with particular focus on Pokrovsk. It receives the most attention, Zelensky stated. In a separate update on Telegram channel, Syrsky identified Pokrovsk and 5 other zones as some of the most challenging areas along the 1,000-kilometer front line. The Russian Federation is paying a high price for its attempted summer offensive, Syrsky wrote. Russian troops have been trying for months to advance on Pokrovsk, a strategic transport hub with a pre-war population of around 60,000, most of whom have since been evacuated. Back in May, Syrsky reported that Ukrainian forces had managed to stabilize the situation near the town, which is a strategic hub and had a pre-war population of 60,000. It should be noted that on Thursday, Russia's defense ministry announced the capture of 2 villages on either side of Pokrovsk, Zverov to the west and Novoekonomik to the east. A third village near the city, Novodorets, was declared by Moscow to be captured earlier in the week. Kiev has not commented on Russian reports about the capture of the 2 villages by Russian troops. However, General Staff of Ukraine's military said the villages Zverov and Novoekonomik were in areas where Russian troops were trying to penetrate Ukrainian defenses. So, for the first time in a long period, conversations between representatives of Ukraine and Russia have begun to include signals about a possible meeting between the 2 countries' leaders, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said. Zelensky emphasized that Ukrainians need the war to end, and in his view, that process begins with a meeting between the leaders. There's no other way with Russians. We need an agenda for such a meeting at the level of leaders. The issue is that we always raise this topic publicly. And now, in their conversations with us, they've started talking about it. That's already a step toward some kind of meeting format, the Ukrainian president explained.
Как докладывают, там на дороге подбито 2 единицы нашей армии, не нашего подразделения. Не понимаю, что происходит. Станция короткая, мы должны видеть. Надо выяснить все. Проскочим лесами, хуй его знает. Я еду за буханкой, на буханке рэп. Буду к ним, если что, подскакивать. Если меня въебет, как в том ролике, и меня разорвет на куски, Оказывается, разрешаю. Ух, смачно будет. Ох ты, блядь! Ох ты, блядь! Целый, целый! Здесь, здесь! Цел! Вообще похуй!
Поехали?
Да-да!
Ох ты, блядь!
Ох ты, блядь! Целый! Здесь! Цел! Вообще похуй!
Поехали?
Да-да! Ух, красиво въебал, да? Ехай, ну! Целый! Вот так вот, чуть не сдох.
A Su-27UB training combat fighter aircraft belonging to the Russian armed forces was burned at the Armavir airfield in Armavir in Russia's Krasnodar region on the night leading to July 26. This was reported by the main intelligence directorate of Ukraine's Ministry of Defense. The agency also released images of the burning aircraft on its Telegram channel. The aircraft was said to have been used for training purposes. According to local residents, communication in the nearby residential areas was lost. The Russian side has not made any statements regarding the incident. No specific information has been provided about the extent of the damage to the aircraft or whether it was completely rendered useless.